Yeah, so we don't exactly know who's coming off the roster for the San Francisco Giants or getting sent down to AAA because Bryce, Eldridge, and Jesus Rodriguez, they will be with the big league club, officially promoted yesterday after the Giants' 6th straight defeat on the road to the Tampa Bay Rays. But you should get, I don't know about option, but there's got to be some sort of punishment for the worst challenge I have ever seen.
And Dave Fleming, the great Dave Fleming, he was not happy. And I asked you, Evan, I don't know if you know how it works. Do the big boys get to do it whenever they want, or everybody has free reign? But in Carson, it was the worst one I've ever seen.
And this is where I don't know if it's on managing.
Their season.
For those who don't know, we're talking about challenging a strike call or a ball call. It's a new part of the game this season.
Oh.
You see some teams that do it in big moments. I feel like I've seen the Giants do a lot in the first inning. Patrick Bailey obviously has free reign to kind of challenge pitch behind the plate. I'm with you.
I'll be plotting my revenge.
But yesterday, Gerard Encarnacion took a fastball
down the middle.
It might have been an inch or two off the heart of the plate. And he taps his helmet. And I'm watching in real time. I wasn't listening to Flem and Pence on NBC Sports.
Oh, they were great.
But he tapped his helmet, and I couldn't believe it. I mean, that was the most clear cut. Like, everyone makes fun of umpires when they get a call wrong, and, how do you miss that? There has to be some sort of consequence for Encarnacion. That's a max fine in kangaroo court.
So I let you hear Dave Fleming's retort to him. He goes, we got Dave here. Dave, your thoughts on that challenge, because to me, Evan, that's what can get a manager in trouble.
Why is he challenging the call? I don't understand.
That's what Evan, it was down the
that's a 5 pasta. What did you just do?
That is that's a matter. Evan, I don't know if I would have all my guys with the ability, and you can say, Goo, you're front running now because things are bad. But no, the big boys, I don't know who the big boys are, but everybody can't just have that at your disposal, and he abused that yesterday.
Well, it's one of those things
was down the middle. Oh, it's strike 2, buddy. Swing the bat.
I understand he's a big bat, and they liked him last year, but I was kind of curious why he was on the roster, and I feel like that's the final straw. You cannot go up there and do that.
You can't, man.
And from the 707, Gerard is a repetitive boom or bust right-handed bat that is positionally challenged. Yeah, I'm with you.
But,
he ain't helping none.
Yeah, you talking shrimp, we're talking all seafood. There's bigger fish to fry when it comes to offense here.
Because you can't eat it raw.
There we go.
Yeah.
Not named Devers and Adames. And I appreciate you agreeing. Not that we do that. You agree with me. But Eldridge, I hope he's in the lineup tonight. Both of them, right? You think why wouldn't they be?
Well, they weren't in the lineup yesterday, so that was kind of a tip-off in the Sacramento River Cats game. Both those guys not being in the lineup was a sign that the shakeup's coming. And I think that Buster Posey, while I don't believe he's put together a fantastic roster, you can, already early in his tenure as president of baseball operations, I think he's not afraid to push buttons. And he doesn't have a lot to push because you have Devers, you have Adames, you have Chap, you have big money guys that you gotta play.
Yeah.
But you also have to do something to this roster. You have to do something to that locker room to let them know that I understand you guys are in your heads. I understand you're not performing the way you believe you should be.
Right.
And that there's better days ahead. But that still doesn't make it okay. There is no way, shape, or form that the way the Giants are playing right now, 8 games below 500, first time they've been swept on a 6-game roadie since 2022, blowing 3 of those games. There's no way you can come back from that road trip and let them know that how they're performing is all right. You have to hold someone accountable. And to me, I don't know if it's Encarnacion coming off I don't know who's going to come off to make room for these two young guys. But that's a message from Buster Posey that this ain't good enough, and it ain't near good enough. And at least I can give him that because I have been skeptical of, again, just hiring people that have no experience in the profession they're about to take over for. Buster Posey, president of baseball operations, Vitello as manager. But you also have to give them credit when credit is due. And to me, this is Posey saying, I'm sorry, guys. I don't care if you're making $27 million or you're making $700,000. We're going to bring some guys in who have been hitting because you guys ain't.
No, you are on fire, and I just want to say this to you, Evan. I'm in your doctor's office. You got the white coat on, and I'm just going to read this to you because I don't know why I'm acting brand new. That's what we say in the streets, flabbergasted, because I just put this Giant team, and maybe it's 10, 12, 14, and I need to move on because that was 14 was 12 years ago. But 2017, this team won 64 games. Different cast of characters. 2018, 73. 19, 177. 2020, short season. But 2021, that was the big one, 107, right? And since 81, 79, 80, 81, and I guess I just, the ghost of Steiny is over there. What do you think it is about this team that I'm giving the benefit of the doubt that, they're going to break out? And maybe that's why I thought when Devers was announced the trade and Jim Bowden came on and he was talking about they could get to the World Series. Am I just starving, living in the past, expecting this team to finally do something that the Warriors and Niners at least have done? Get to a championship. Forget winning it, but getting there. Like, this is what they've been. What is making me feel like they've left meat on the bone?
Well, I think they've left meat on the bone, but I can't tell you why you believe that this team should win a postseason series. They haven't done that in 10 years. You know, it's been a decade since they've won a postseason series. But I think what you're expecting is Rafael Devers to hit like it's 2022. I think you're expecting Willy to hit like it's 2022.
Those two dudes can
You're
be
expecting
all-stars.
Matt Chapman to hit like it's 2022. But the problem is it's 2026. And I brought this up when the Niners acquired Mike Evans, and I think it's probably more appropriate for the Giants. You know, did you sign good players or did you sign good resumes?
Ooh.
Did you trade for a great player in Devers currently at the time? I thought he was pretty good, and he had a good end of last season. But to expect him to maintain that level for the entirety of the contract, that's why a lot of front offices are afraid of giving out big money deals to outside guys. They sign their own, but you look at a team like the Padres, who's going to be in town tonight. They regret giving Xander Bogaerts 12 years. Now, they like the Manny Machado deal.
I was just going there.
They obviously paid Tatis to be there for a long time, who, by the way, I think is still yet to hit a home run.
We'll go get to that. That's crazy to me.
He might hit one in this series. But people are afraid of giving out these long-term overpriced contracts because they're very hard to return the investment.
But can we get to year 3 or 4 before you start seeing this type of like, oh my God, what's going on with Evan? That's like, we're seeing that right out the shoe. His first full season, the dude looks like he can't catch up and hit fastballs down the pipe. Adames swinging for the 5-run home run. And, you know, I love Willy because I got to give him this, and you tell me where I'm going because I'm different and I know it. I look at stuff, the mannerisms, but, you know, he's on second base having a good time yesterday, and I just thought I saw too much teeth. You know, your team lost 5 in a row. What's so funny? But then when he was slumping, he was, and other guys on his team for Adames, he was the first one there cheering him on, and I was like, oh, this kind of phony. He's trying to treat. No, it's truly who he is, but does that say something about my character that now, when the team is not doing well, that I'm watching him on the field, and I know it's not the Willie McCovey Giants or Jack Clark era, but I just thought a dude that was, not doing it at the dish should just be mad and he's having fun, and who am I to say he should be doing it this way or feeling this way? And the same with Devers. Say what you want, but, the bottom line is your bat is supposed to do the talking, and when Devers got to second finally and doing all that, give me that, I'm like, you should please.
Well, I do have some good news because coming up in the next hour, the 12 o'clock hour, we're actually going to be giving away some Giants tickets to go see your Pittsburgh Pirates. This is on Saturday, May 9th. The first 7,000 kids to this game, by the way, receive a patch hat presented by Bank of America. You can go get your tickets for the game at sfgiants.com. But in the next hour, again, the 12 o'clock hour, we're going to be giving away a pair of tickets to to go see the Giants along with the Pittsburgh Pirates. When you hear it, you'll be the fifth caller to the contest line, and you'll win, courtesy of Bank America. For more information, visit 957thegame.com. So keep it locked right here during the 12 o'clock hours.
Yeah,
Saturday night.
I'll be at that game.
Oh, you're going to that game?
Who wants to go to a soccer game?
It's not a soccer game, Steiny. It's a baseball game.
My man.
Although, not sure he'd beat either right now. All right, you're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM and HD1 San Francisco on Odyssey Sports Station, always live in the free Odyssey app, and now broadcasting at the Laughing Monk Studios. Giddings in for Steinmetz with Guru. Let's get out to Walnut Creek and talk to Eric. Eric, what's up? How you doing?
I'm okay. Obviously it's tough to watch. I'm a drive-by Bay Area fan. I just kind of pop a game on for, sometimes 20 minutes. And it's hard watching these Giants. It's hard figuring out exactly what's wrong. I wonder if Devers really wants to be here, and I don't think it's going to take someone like Eldridge to light a fire under him. He shouldn't need that. But when I'm watching games for a half hour and I'm watching this team lose and not being able to score, I kind of want to watch something else. And there's that team we're not allowed to talk about on this channel, and I'm starting to hit that channel up one. And that's a fun team to watch.
Oh, yes.
That's a team that has a very good farm management. I'd rather have Mark Fisher as my owner. Sorry, guys. We're not fun. We don't come from behind. Mark Kotze is better at managing a bench. I'm a Giants fan. I'm a Northern California fan. And this just is not fun. And how come they've figured it out and we can't?
No.
Can't trade your way to success?
And you can mention their name on this show, Evan. He talked about the Athletics. Like, I didn't like the gold uniforms that said Sacramento on it. I was like, oh, don't do that to it. But, right now they're a better ball. There's a lot of better ball clubs, especially when you just boil it down to offense.
Yeah, well, also, I would rather have Mark Fisher as the owner because John Fisher is the worst owner in baseball.
Oh, right.
Yeah, why do you
Cosell, that was good.
Yeah, give myself
Can you give me the Cosell one more
give myself
time?
a one.
That's what I live for, man.
I was thinking about this, Goof. So, like the Giants traded Rafael Devers, or for Rafael Devers.
What happened? Yeah, it already happened.
I know that gave a lot of people
What do we get?
Yeah, they threw him. So, you traded away a few pieces. Hicks. All right, this one. You see what Kyle Harrison's doing in Milwaukee right now?
He struck out 20 Pirates last week. That I do remember. But Evan, are you going there? You're going there?
I mean, I can't kill him because Boston also got rid of him.
Okay.
They also traded, I think, James Tibbs.
Well, they messed up then. Look at what's up with Boston. So, but go ahead.
But Tibbs is Tibbs is a nice little piece.
No doubt.
He's killing it in Oklahoma City. I realize it's a hitter-inflated league, just like the one that Bryce Eldridge and Jesus Rodriguez are playing in. But Kyle Harrison has a 2.12 ERA for the Milwaukee Brewers. He's 3-1. That team is slightly above 500.
Yeah.
But they have gotten this guy to this place. Tibbs has an 1,100 OPS and was a former first-round pick.
Wow.
It's at some point we got to look at what this front office is doing. And the move itself, I think everyone would make the Devers move 10 times out of 10.
Right.
But what are you trying to do? Are you trying to win right now?
Yes, Evan.
Because the Devers move was a win now move.
And Adames was a win now move.
But you're not winning now. You're actually losing now.
Okay, why? They're a big part of that. Why? So go ahead. I cut you off. I'm just.
No, I'm right there with you. I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out what this team saw in a few of these guys that led them to believe that they were going to maintain their career years.
The back of their baseball card.
Yeah, but it's the back of the baseball card, not the future of their baseball card. You can expect a guy to help you for a few seasons, and I know Devers has been awful this year, and Adames has not been pretty, but it's like these were supposed to be pieces that you can then add to. I don't know if Rafael Devers was expected to be. He's not. I don't know. People bring up the name Bonds.
It's
like,
yeah, I
he
got
is a big boy,
but
he's
felt like Bonds to this team because they hadn't had a bopper forever. Just think about it if you can. You got an imagination with the best of them. No, that was weird. But, Evan, you appreciate imagination. That's what big movie buffs.
Phrasing.
When it was announced he was coming to town, this was a whale.
It was a big move.
So he's still here. It's what Steiny and I just real quick talked about to the Boys and Girls Club of Oakland last week when one of the youngsters said, who's your favorite coach in the NBA? And I said Phil Jackson. And, Evan, I said it because it was bigger than X's and O's. It was a guy that I thought could get home to guys upstairs. The mind game. You play college baseball. Do you think it's unfair, or I'm making an excuse for Devers and Adamas for what's going on upstairs above the shoulders on the major league level, that they're off limits for me to think maybe if they had a Jedi that could call him in the room? And I'm not saying Vitello doesn't have the wherewithal to do it, but this is his first rodeo. What if it's that more than mechanics? What if it's, I just need the right guy talking to me to get me up out of this, because I'm not ready to give up on Adamas and Devers. But I will tell you, if this doesn't improve their play, this season's finished.
Well, the reality is, and I guess the rat on the table brought to you by Atco Pest Control is, you can't give up on Adamas and Devers. They're not going anywhere. You have to keep playing them, and you have to hope that they just play better. That's why the Giants are so bad offensively, because the players they pay the most haven't performed. But the thing about, the hitter whisperer.
Yes.
Why did anybody think that Tony Vitello could be that guy right out of college? He's never worked with a professional hitter.
I got an answer for you. Go ahead.
As a manager, minor league or in his life.
Buster probably thought or believed in the two that he didn't even need him to do that or have that skill set. Like Damas and Devers were going to hit on bop. We didn't even need anybody to ever have to be Dr. Phil to him.
He's a culture guy. I believe that, but it takes time to build a culture. You can't do it in 30 games. So expecting Tony Vitello to be this, I don't know what people expected him to be. I didn't expect him to earn the Giants any more or less wins. I'm hoping that over the course of these 3 years, which I believe is the length of his contract, that then by the end you're seeing that this team is kind of built around the emotions or the character of their manager. But Tony Vitello can't help Rafael Devers hit a fastball.
Oh, man.
I don't think that's his job. That's why Rafael Devers makes a whole hell of a lot more money than Tony Vitello does.
You just hit me like a Joe Frazier uppercut with that one. Speaking of Tony Vitello's job, let's just keep it real. This is what we do. How would you assess his job through 34 games? I'm just asking.
I think it's impossible to evaluate him because we have nothing to base it off of. We don't know if he's a good manager.
But his team is in last place, and guys are scuffling to no return. I'm with you, but are we being too blasé? Like, what do you mean? We're on the necks and bumpers of the players. The manager's responsible for the players. How can we omit Vitello through 34 games?
I don't think he's done a great job, but also I didn't expect him to all of a sudden be Bruce Bochy.
But you're responsible for this team's wins and losses and how they function.
You are, but you're not the one taking at-bats. And this is why I had a little bit of a problem with the Melvin slander. I understand he's sleepy Bob and he doesn't show emotion. But now you brought in another guy who's emotional. And it's to me, it's kind of a reflection of where the Giants have been. Whereas under Farhan, they were pretty mid. With Buster Posey, they've been mediocre. With Tony Vitello, they've been pretty mediocre. With Bob Melvin, they've been mediocre. To me, it's bigger than the manager, and I get why Posey hired him to try and shake things up. But every time Vitello makes a mistake, like he mismanages the bullpen, or he leaves a guy in too long, or you wonder why he doesn't go to a pinch hitter or a pinch runner off the bench, or Willy Adamas doesn't tag up, or Jung-Hoo Lee gets thrown out of home plate. Am I supposed to say, yeah, well, Tony Vitello, I mean, this guy is Joe Girardi. This guy is Joe Torre. What the hell is happening? I don't know what kind of manager he is because he's never managed before. And that to me was a little bit of the, I don't know what you want to call it.
I hear you, man, because I was on Melvin's neck.
The hubris of this front office to believe that Tony Vitello was going to be some wonder kid as a manager his first year. There's a reason why no one's ever done it before. And right now, those people, by the way, the Jim Bowdens, the front office people around the league that scoffed that raised their eyebrows at Buster Posey and the San Francisco Giants about hiring this guy, so far, through 34 games, I hate to break it to you, they've been right. They have been absolutely correct about why you should not do this. Because this team is mid, this team cannot hit, and Tony Vitello does not look like currently he's the guy that can bring them out of it.
Oh, man. Oh, man. And to piggyback off of that, is he the author of, after the opening week, Vitello was an embarrassment? Didn't he? Willard and Dibbs had him on, right?
Yeah.
Bowden.
No, he's a nice guy. I like him.
Yeah, we had him, but yeah, he's the guy that authored those words. So I'm wondering what he's saying now, just in general, when you open up your paper, if you still do that and see where the Giants are. But like you said, he's not in the dish. He's not in the box swinging, missing, or throwing, or fielding.
Well, and also,
but he is responsible. Every manager is responsible. Every parent is responsible for what their kids do.
I mean, I also think that he's not someone that's been pushing a ton of buttons because he's got to look. It's his first time in the pros. He doesn't have as much cachet as even I would say his predecessor, Bob Melvin. He can't go up to a guy and try to light a fire under his ass unless maybe it's Drew Gilbert because he's been his head coach before. But I think that Tony, it's interesting that he was sold to us as a fiery manager, right?
Right.
He's been ejected one time. Pasta. Do you know how many? He's been ejected one time, right, Tony Vitello?
He's been ejected once.
And that one time, he didn't get his money's worth.
Right.
I mean, he went out pretty quiet, but there's nothing wrong with doing that.
But that's not, you're not insinuating that, I'm just going here, that's not why they can't hit.
No, it's not. But that to me is also a sign that he's still trying to get his sea legs. He's trying to get comfortable, which is completely understandable. But in the process of this feeling out stage, in the process of Tony Vitello's development as a manager, which you hired him for multiple years to give him that runway, you're not going to pull an Alex Cora and fire him like Boston did, who has, by the way, the same record as the Giants right now. Like Rob Thompson, you're not going to fire him despite 4 90-win seasons and a World Series appearance.
That happened.
You're not going to fire Tony Vitello after 34 games. That would be idiotic, in my opinion, considering the decision you made in the first place. But you can't expect him to drag a team that is the worst scoring offense in baseball and just turn them from a pumpkin into a carriage. It
starts tonight. And again, I asked you who was on the bump for the Giants. I know why. Is it McDonald? Who'd you say the starter for the Giants tonight?
The starter for the San Francisco Giants. Old McDonald.
Okay. Like, that doesn't give me any. Yeah, that's the more I think about it, a 3.
His name's Trevor McDonald.
Okay.
His name's Trevor McDonald.
That doesn't give me any confidence because what
Pasta.
you don't want to have happen already, people got their heads are down. Giant fans.
Yeah.
The team looks lifeless. But you don't want this 6 to grow to 8. You don't want it to grow to 10. Like, that would be a nightmare for Vitello. And obviously, he's not trying to lose any games. But you don't want this thing to snowball into something like that to where the Pirates get here Friday, you've lost 9 in a row. Like, that's where you're telling on yourself, this thing can really get out of hand.
The Giants will win at least one game in this series.
Okay, I believe.
By the way,
Rockies gave the Padres something over the weekend. It wasn't easy.
Well, Padres have lost 4 or 5. I think they won their series finale yesterday. But yeah, I mean, the Padres they're a better team right now. Their record's better. They're 20-13. They're a half game out of first with the Dodgers, but they haven't been playing great baseball. The Giants are going to win some games during this homestand. But the problem is even if, let's say, they go 4-2, they win both of these series against teams that I think they could. Padres are better than the Pirates, but you never know. Yeah. They're at home. You've done that before. Going into that 6-game losing streak, you had won 3 consecutive series, one of which against your rivals.
Man.
And all of that was not just undone, but you are further behind than where you were when you won 6 of 9. So I think it was Will and Marin in his point earlier, they haven't been consistent enough, and I'm just not sure, Goo, how they're going to be. Maybe it's Eldridge. Maybe it's Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the spark. But it's looking bleak right now. All right, 888-957-9570 is the number. Remember, during this hour, we are giving away tickets to go see the Giants on Saturday. Goo's going to be in the house against his Pittsburgh Pirates. 7,000, I believe it's patch hats given away to kids. And again, we'll be giving away tickets during this hour, so keep it locked right here on 95.7 The Game, all courtesy of Bank America. When you hear the sounder, which we won't play for you right now, you'll get to the contest line, caller number 5. Again, tickets to this Saturday, May 9th, courtesy of Bank of America. All right, 888-957-9570. Giddings in for Steinmetz alongside Daryl the Guru Johnson. We're back after this.
Yeah, please, get away from me.